Have you ever built something you were genuinely proud of, and then realized almost no one outside your circle would ever see it, let alone buy it? Why is it that some people sell simple handmade furniture online every week, while others with better craftsmanship struggle to make even their first sale? Here's the truth most beginners don't hear early enough. Selling handmade furniture online is not just about how well you build. It's about how well you present, position, and place your product in front of the right buyer. And recent e-commerce data shows something surprising. Buyers are not always choosing the highest quality piece. They're choosing the one that looks the most desirable, the easiest to trust, and the simplest to buy. So the real question is, are you building furniture, or are you building something people feel confident buying online? Let's start at the very beginning before you even think about listing your product. What exactly are you trying to sell? Not just the physical item, but the idea behind it. Because here's where most first-time sellers go wrong. They try to sell furniture. But online, nobody is searching for furniture. They're searching for something specific. A modern walnut coffee table, a small apartment desk, a rustic entry bench. And this matters more than you think. Because platforms like Etsy and Facebook Marketplace are driven by search behavior. And if your product doesn't match what people are already looking for, it becomes invisible. So ask yourself this. If someone was searching for your exact piece right now, what words would they type? And if you're not sure, how can you expect them to find you? Now let's talk about where you should actually sell. Because choosing the wrong platform can delay your first $1,000 by months. You've probably heard of Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, and maybe even building your own website. But here's the reality. These platforms are not equal, and they don't serve the same purpose. Etsy is a search-driven marketplace. People go there with intent. They're already looking to buy handmade or unique items. That's powerful. But it also means competition is higher, and presentation matters more. Facebook Marketplace, on the other hand, is local and convenience-driven. Buyers there are often looking for quick deals, nearby pickup, and lower prices. And your own website? That's long-term. It gives you control. But without traffic, it's like opening a store in the middle of nowhere. So here's the question most people don't ask. Where is your specific product most likely to sell first? A large dining table might struggle on Etsy because of shipping, but could sell quickly on Facebook Marketplace locally. A small, stylish side table? That might perform extremely well on Etsy, because it's easier to ship and fits what buyers are already browsing for. And this leads to your first real strategy decision. Are you optimizing for speed of sale, or long-term brand building? Now let's move to something that will either make or break your listing: your photos. And this is where things get brutally honest. You could build the most beautiful piece of furniture, but if your photos don't communicate that, it will not sell. Period. Online buyers cannot touch your product. They cannot feel the wood grain, the weight, the finish. So your photos have to do all the convincing. And here's what recent marketplace data shows: listings with clean, well-lit, lifestyle photos can get multiple times more clicks than those with dark, cluttered, or workshop-style images. So think about this. When someone scrolls through dozens of listings, what makes them stop on yours? Is your piece shown in a real home setting? Is the lighting natural and bright? Does it look like something they can imagine in their own space? Or does it look like it's still sitting in your workshop waiting to be finished? This is where a small shift makes a massive difference. Instead of photographing your product as something you made, photograph it as something someone owns. A simple background, a styled room, maybe a plant or a book. Suddenly, your piece isn't just furniture anymore. It's part of a lifestyle. And that's what people actually buy. Now here's something most beginners underestimate: your title and description. This is not just information. It's how your product gets found. Platforms like Etsy rely heavily on keywords. And if your title doesn't match what buyers are searching for, your product simply won't show up. So instead of writing something like handmade table, ask yourself, what would a buyer type? Solid oak coffee table, mid-century modern side table, small space entryway bench. The more specific you are, the easier it is for the right buyer to find you. But here's the twist: your description isn't just about keywords. It's about trust. Because when someone is about to spend hundreds of dollars on something handmade, they want to feel confident. They want to know what they're getting, how it's made, how it will arrive, and what happens if something goes wrong. So what are you telling them in your description? Are you explaining the materials, the dimensions, the finish, the care instructions? Or are you leaving them with questions that make them hesitate? Because hesitation is the enemy of online sales. And every unanswered question reduces your chances of making that sale. Now let's talk about pricing. Because this is where a lot of people either scare buyers away or leave money on the table. And here's the reality. Pricing is not just about covering your costs. It's about positioning your product. If your price is too low, buyers might question the quality. If it's too high without justification, they'll move on. So how do you find the right balance? Start by looking at similar products on your chosen platform. What are they priced at? But don't stop there, look at how they're presented. Are their photos better? Do they have reviews? Are they positioned as premium or budget? Because here's something most people miss. You're not just competing on price. You're competing on perceived value. And perceived value comes from everything: the photos, the description, the reviews, the overall presentation. So ask yourself this. If someone saw your listing next to 5 others, what would justify your price in their mind? And this brings us to a critical moment in your journey, your first sale. Because getting that first sale is not just about money. It's about proof. Proof that your product works, your listing works, and your process works. But how do you get that first sale when you have no reviews, no reputation, and no track record? That's where most people get stuck. And that's exactly what we're going to break down next: how to handle buyers, how to build trust from zero, and how to turn your first few customers into the momentum that gets you to your first $1,000 faster than you expect. But before we go there, ask yourself this. If your current furniture isn't selling, is it really because of the product? Or is it everything around it? So how do you go from zero, no reviews, no sales, no reputation, to your first real money online? What actually makes a complete stranger trust you enough to send you hundreds of dollars for something they've never touched? It starts with how you handle the moment someone shows interest. Because here's something most new sellers don't realize. Your first sale doesn't usually come from a perfect listing alone. It often comes from a conversation, a message, a question from a potential buyer who is curious, but not yet convinced. And the way you respond in that moment can either close the sale or quietly lose it. So ask yourself this. If someone messaged you right now asking, "Is this still available?" Or, "Can you customize this?" how would you respond? Quickly, clearly, professionally, or casually, maybe even hours later? Because speed matters. Buyers today are used to fast responses. If they don't hear back from you, they don't wait, they move on. But speed alone isn't enough. Clarity builds trust. When you respond, you're not just answering a question. You're showing them what it will be like to work with you. Are you reliable? Are you detail-oriented? Do you care? And here's a simple but powerful shift. Instead of just answering their question, guide them toward the next step. If they ask about dimensions, confirm the size, but also ask where they plan to place it. If they ask about finish, explain it, but also reassure them about durability or maintenance. Now you're not just responding. You're selling without being pushy. Now let's talk about one of the biggest barriers in selling handmade furniture: online shipping. This is where many people give up before they even start. Large items, high costs, risk of damage, it feels complicated. But here's the reality. Buyers are already purchasing large items online every day. The question is not whether it's possible. The question is, how are you going to make it feel simple and safe for them? You have a few options. Local pickup is the easiest, especially if you're using Facebook Marketplace. It eliminates shipping costs and risk, but it limits your audience. Flat pack or partially assembled designs are another strategy. Think about how companies ship furniture in pieces to reduce size and cost. Could your designs adapt to that? And then there's full shipping. Yes, it's more complex, but it also opens up a national market. The key here is communication. Buyers need to know exactly what to expect. How will it be packaged? How long will delivery take? What happens if it arrives damaged? Because here's a question you should always ask yourself. What concerns would you have if you were buying this item online? And are you addressing those concerns before the buyer even asks? Now let's move into something that quietly determines your long-term success: reviews. Most people focus only on getting sales, but reviews are what create momentum. In fact, Data across online marketplaces consistently shows that products with even a small number of positive reviews convert significantly better than those with none. So how do you get your first 5 to 10 reviews when you're starting from zero? It starts with over-delivering. Not just meeting expectations, but exceeding them in small, noticeable ways. Clear communication, fast responses, thoughtful packaging, maybe even a handwritten thank you note. These things seem small, but they create an experience people remember. And here's the key. Don't be afraid to politely ask for a review after the sale. Most satisfied customers are willing, they just need a reminder. So ask yourself this. Are you creating an experience worth reviewing? Now let's zoom out for a moment and look at what successful furniture sellers are actually doing differently. Because if you study their listings, patterns start to appear. Their photos are clean, consistent, and styled. Their pricing is intentional, not random. Their descriptions answer questions before they're asked. And most importantly, they position their products in a way that makes them feel different from mass-produced alternatives. Because that's your real competition. Not other handmade sellers, but mass-produced furniture that's cheaper and more accessible. So why would someone choose you? The answer isn't just quality. It's story. It's uniqueness. It's the feeling that they're buying something made with intention, not something pulled off a warehouse shelf. So how are you communicating that in your listing? Are you showing the craftsmanship, the materials, the process? Or are you expecting the buyer to just assume it? Because assumption doesn't sell. Clarity does. Now here's something most people don't realize until later. Your first $1,000 is not about volume. It's about validation. You don't need dozens of sales. You need a few successful ones that prove your system works. And once it works, you refine it. You improve your photos. You adjust your pricing. You learn which products get attention and which don't. And slowly, you stop guessing and start operating with strategy. So let me ask you this. What's actually stopping you right now? Is it the product? Or is it the uncertainty around everything else? Where to sell? How to price? How to ship? How to get noticed? Because now you have the framework. You know how to choose the right platform. You know how to present your product. You know how to communicate with buyers. You know how to build trust from zero. The only thing left is to apply it. And here's the truth most people won't tell you: your first listing will not be perfect. Your first photos might not be great. Your first price might not be ideal. But none of that matters if you start. Because every successful seller you see today started with something imperfect. So don't wait until everything feels ready. Because that moment rarely comes. Instead, take one piece you've already built. Photograph it better than you ever have. Write a clearer title than you ever have. And put it in front of real buyers. Because the difference between a workshop full of unsold furniture and your first $1,000 online is not skill, it's action.